before I introduce Shanda back to stage, I just wanted to give you a brief history of my journey as an entrepreneur. My name's Nicole Tiering. I'm a doctor of acupuncture and a high-end health coach, and I help my clients achieve optimal health. How many of you in the room, raise your hands, are doing what you love or are trying to do what you love? Most of us. How many of you are still frustrated that the money's not rolling in? I can relate. I've been self-employed my entire adult life, and it got to a point after many, many years where I was just sick and tired of being my client's best-kept secret. And I knew something needed to change because I knew what I have to offer is powerful. And I had been following Shanda for quite some time, for quite a few months on her 6 a.m. Coffee with Shanda. And I had, been looking into a few coaches. I knew it was time for a change, and so I was looking into a few different coaches. But one morning, I was listening to Coffee with Shanda, and she said something that hit me really hard. And what she said was, "I will never not have a coach again." And I can't believe I didn't think of it or see it from that perspective up until that point. Look at all the most successful people on the planet. You think Michael Jordan made it to where he was without a coach? Tony Robbins? Anyone successful. They didn't do it alone. And I'm so used to doing things myself, getting it done the right way. It wasn't working anymore. That's when I decided to take a huge leap of faith and join Shanda's Pace Club. And believe me, I had every excuse not to. I didn't have time, I didn't have money, I didn't have internet connection. Me and my husband live a very interesting lifestyle. We live off the land, we source out all of our own food. So we live, in the bush. Born and raised a city girl, and I get to lean into that lifestyle now, fully live that lifestyle. And that wouldn't have been possible to sustain that if I hadn't joined Pace Club. And we run a brick and mortar business on top of all this, and I have 2 small kids at home. We run an amazing little martial arts gym, and my husband is an unbelievable fighter and coach. And when I joined Pace Club, my goal was to retire my husband so we could continue this lifestyle. Keep running the gym, keep living off the land, and that was a non-negotiable. That is becoming closer and closer to a reality only 1 year later, working with Shanda and her team. Woo! And I, for the first time in my life, this past August, took the entire month off on holiday with my kids and my husband. The first week in August, on holiday, I made $2,100. So that's freedom to me, where now I don't have to worry about money or stress about going on a holiday. So it's really, this is part of the journey. It's going full on, full out, and full in. And I just want to say thank you so much to Shanda for being such an amazing coach, mentor, and building such a great community, and I'm so proud and honored to be a part of it. So if we could all put our hands together, stand up, and give Shanda a warm welcome back to the stage.
All right. So I'm like, where's my thing? So first and foremost, I love your story, and literally, I don't get to meet all of my clients, and I hear people's stories. I am very active in the community. I'm in Facebook groups. I am coaching. I'm pretty accessible. You can see that I was even out there on the break. I mean, I really do this is me all the time. And so I actually get off on taking care of you. I get off on helping you. Like, so it fuels me. So my husband actually says if I ever get grumpy, that I'm not grumpy after I get off a pace call. It's like an instant shift. It's an instant change. So we were in my room this morning with Carla, my stylist, and Dios, our makeup artist, and they were talking about your story. Which is so ironic because they didn't know she was going to be up here. I was like, she's going to be up introducing me on one of the moments. And I had no idea that you did your whole online show with one bar.
80.
Can she have a mic?
80%.
Do we have no mic? Hello? Well, that doesn't work.
That's me with technology. But yeah, 80% of my online show was from my iPhone in my kitchen window with one bar that was cutting in and out. But I made it happen. It went well, too.
That's incredible. I just heard that this morning. And so that's what when I'm talking about your leadership, when I'm talking about so many people, you can be the smartest person in the room and not have any freedom because you get caught up in your head. Or you can just get it done, complete it, and then move forward. I was talking to somebody else who's in Pace Private, and he was saying, he just did his first online show. He said, it went okay, and I said, what'd you do wrong? Like, do you know? He said, yeah, I actually let people on my online show that didn't mail. I was like, well, then it doesn't work, right? And so he's like, I know, but now I got it. And he's got a whole movement starting for an Asian community. And I'm like, that's so cool. I mean, that's cool. And that's what happens when you complete something. You start to move into this conversation of something opens up inside you where now you start to get more comfortable. It starts to move into your comfort zone, and that's where your power's at, right? So we got to get you out of your comfort zone to keep moving things into your comfort zone. Does that make sense? So if you think you're going to create the perfect anything from here, and I know you've already heard it, but you're still doing it. You're still doing it. Some of you, not all of you. Are you hearing what I'm saying? So revenue. You've done some decent revenue.
It's coming. I've definitely made back the investment of Pace Club, plus some. And what's next is my next online show, which is going much more swimmingly than my first attempt. Finding the experts and all of that. Like, it's just instant yeses. They want to be a part of this movement. They want to empower people with me to, learn how to source out more of your own food, to live that much more optimally.
Yeah.
And you don't have to move away from the city to do it. I'm born and raised city girl.
Yeah, so see how there's a stand here? There's a stand here. And I mean, it's something I want to know more about because it's something Ash and I talk about all the time.
It's important.
I know it's extraordinarily important, especially, I know.
The winter is coming.
Yes,
it's not
that's
just
what
money,
Tony
it's
Robbins is saying
food.
right now. The winter is coming, not just with food or not just with the economy, but with food as well. So that's what my husband thinks. Everybody, do not judge me for this, you vegetarians. I was vegetarian once. I like the movement, nothing wrong with it, but my husband believes that that movement is happening more from the government and pushing right now because we're running out of certain food. Yeah. It's interesting. So, with that being said, thank you for inspiring. Okay, I'm gonna try this. So, okay, thanks you guys, a bunch of you guys who went to Highburst booth and got subscriptions. Thank you. I was out there hugging some of you guys and talking to some of you guys. I appreciate you being a part of all of this. I really do. Okay, so let's jump into. I want to talk specifically, and I picked a hot seat for this. And just so you know, I've read through a good chunk of these hot seats. I promise you I will read through them. I'll do videos of these. I'm going to do my best to go through all of them. And my commitment is that whether you get coaching or videos or something, my intention is to go through all of these and answer them the best that I can based on how you filled them out. Is that cool? Okay. That's not all going to happen at the event, otherwise you'll be sitting here for a long time. So, but it's going to come. Okay, so, and you'll see it immediately after the event. I'll be like, I've got a hot seat from the Zone event, or I just might say I have a hot seat question, and I might not always say it's from the Zone event. Cool? Awesome. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit, again, this is a big money piece, but it's like, how do you package and price yourself? It is not on what other people are doing. It's on how much you're willing to give. So we saw in the auction, I didn't anticipate it looking like that, but it was packaging and pricing. Even back there, some of my clients have come back and they're watching what we're doing behind the scenes, and I'm like, how many cups do we have left? Like, how many bottles do we have left? Let me know what that is. And then I'm like, but then my mind immediately leaps to another generosity. Like, well, people love the generosity shirts. Like, I know we have none left. Well, like, how quickly could we print more of them? Obviously it wouldn't happen here, but I'm thinking like that. I'm not thinking about, how hard that might be, or, what I mean? Like, honestly, just like the webinar took me 1.5 years to get good at, it has taken me, like, I'm not kidding you, 5 years to get a decent t-shirt that I just love. Like, now, I love that t-shirt. You get what I'm saying? And so that's what I kept saying every year. I was like, I really want a t-shirt I love, like I'd wear it all the time. And so finally, we nailed it. But it's been a process. Over 5 years. I'm not Sarah Blakely. You get what I'm saying? So I'm thinking like that. I'm like, how can I find more ways to be generous? And I also am very well aware that there's somebody in the audience who still somehow thinks I'm making millions off of moving swag. And I'm a bad person for that. I'm making too many offers. And it's like, you have to be conscious about that conversation and go, first of all, I'm taking no profits. I'm not taking any profits on any of the retail or water bottles or anything. In fact, I'm putting more money in matching things for Toys for Tots. So that story is blown. But inside your head, thank you. But inside your head, if you're having that conversation, know that that conversation is costing you money, it's costing you help, because if someone makes an offer to you, you're going to feel gross about it and defensive. But then if you go to make an offer to someone else, you're going to feel apologetic. So it's just a nasty ripple effect of scarcity, and we have to break it. Make sense? Okay, so we have 53 thermal cups left. I'm being really transparent with you. So now I think, what can I do with that? How can I help people with that? How can I serve High Burst with that? How can I serve Sarah Blakely with that? How could that's how my mind goes. Toys for Tots, whatever. And I just live there. Okay, so you do have to start with what is your offer. And if you don't have an offer, make one up. Does everybody have an offer in their head? Yes? Yes, you do? Yeah, you. You? Okay, good. Are you putting up your hands because, I'm confused. Are you putting up your hands because you don't have an offer? Oh, you do have an offer. Awesome. Okay, good. Good, awesome. So know what your offer is. Now think about, like, what do you sell that for, or what would you sell that for? Okay? What do you sell that for, or what would you sell this for? What's really important in this exercise is that you don't just sit blank. Like, just write something down, anything. Like, she was a PACE client that she's actually graduating right now. PACE Private literally is this, like, if you were to buy all of it a la carte, is $25,000. It's a lot of money. Right? So you want to start thinking like that as you're packaging and pricing. So you've got your existing price, right? So somebody hit the mic. And the woman with the baby on her arm wins. Crystal, how are you?
Hello.
Okay, just say your name so everybody.
Crystal David. Hello.
Hi.
So I'm just here. Were you going over a specific?
Just tell me what you're offering.
Okay, so that was why I was coming to the mic. Was I'm still figuring that out. But what I wrote down was a year-long coach, like a group coaching program.
Okay, so a group.
Mm-hmm.
What are you thinking about pricing?
So before you said mic, I was getting my calculator to just start doing math of what would the number that came to my head was like $494 or something.
$494.
Yeah, a month.
Okay,
So I was gonna do the math.
$494 a month. Is it going to be a year long? Is it going to be, what is it?
Originally, I wanted to do 6 months because I was thinking kind of rechecking in. I was going to sell it. Well, I have questions about how I
Okay,
want to sell it.
just stay with me here.
Okay.
Let's stay out of indecisiveness, okay? Because that's not serving you.
Yes.
Okay, so if you do it 6 months, then you're looking at $29.64. This is actually how I do VIP days. Sorry, that was a private joke. So you've got $29.64. So, I mean, I just think it's way too low, but I mean, let's play with that. So how do you raise the price? So what would you give for that right now?
Well, I think that's why my price was so low, because it would be my first time doing it, and I don't
Forget about that.
Okay.
You can start at any price.
Okay.
It's up to you, but you can start at any price. So I'm going to show everybody how to make more money here. So, and you need to believe it, so I'm going to do my best to have you believe it. So if we were just taking this right now, just what's the basic program? What would you offer?
So it would be accountability for...
No, just give me the structure. Like, you don't have to tell me what's in it.
Like
just,
a weekly connection call on Zoom.
So you do a weekly call, so 4 a month?
Yeah.
How long?
30 minutes, and then I would stay on for like questions of people who want a little bit more one-on-one. So an hour long.
Okay, great. And that's what's in it. Okay, so right there alone, I mean, if you're doing 4, I would significantly raise that if you're doing 4.
Okay.
Okay, so I would already take that to $700 a month. So I would do a price increase on that to $700 a month. This is what Shanda would do, okay? This is what Crystal. So right off the bat, Shanda's already doubling my income. Not quite doubling, but with just a price increase. So for some people, it really is just a price increase and just getting into a decent price point so that when people invest that, they actually take it seriously.
Yeah.
So, you know, I can go on a tangent about that. But even though $500 a month is a good investment, I mean, that's a lot of money, there's a huge jump in results that your clients will get if you move them to 700. Huge jump. Now, I'm the girl who was losing my home. I was losing 3 homes, actually, 2 that I had invested in pre-construction, and the bank was putting notices on my door. I was losing it all, and I found $21,000 to invest in Alex Arriaga, who is in the coaching corner. It was not my money. It's funny that I couldn't figure that out to pay my mortgage. I mean, I sat and journaled and journaled and journaled and journaled to figure out how to figure out, like, I was committed to figuring it out, but I couldn't figure out a way. I couldn't see a path. And I really believe that that was God's gift to me, to not figure out the path. What I had to do was I went to a seminar, and Alex wasn't speaking, but Alex was what they sold. And it was a real estate seminar. And so I bought a mentor, but I didn't have time, like, the offer was only available, like, right then. That was huge money for me. It's huge money anyway, 21 grand. And I literally called this guy Daniel Davidson, still remember his last name, and he split the package with me. So then they allowed you to do that. So it was, by the way, this was for 3 days of mentorship. This isn't even for a year. It was for 3 days of mentorship. And so he split it with me. And then a police officer who wanted to take me out, I sent him a text message because I was afraid that he would say no, and rejection was freaky. So I sent him a text message and I said, would you be willing to invest $5,000 I have an idea that I want to do. It's $5,000, but I'll pay you $30,000 on your money, or 30% on your money, not 30,000, 30% on your money. Give me a year to pay you back. And he said, yeah, that's way better than the banks. And I was shocked. I was like, oh, great. Now I went to the next step, because I was in that step, stay in the step you're in, and I went and Googled promissory note online, and I printed one out, and I filled it out and sent it to him. And then he sent me a check. Okay, so you figure it out. You figure it out. That's what we need to figure out. So that investment was a significant investment. That is actually when my life turned around. Even though I'm not doing that. Just the act of doing that turned my life around. So your clients will get better results if you jump. But let's just say you hang out here. So if you're gonna package in here, what are some other things that you can add to this package?
Well, that's why
What's the big promise?
So the big promise is getting these, my audience would be women who are finding a struggle to balance the family, the house, the career, their self-care. So it's really just teaching them how to create a vision, map out a plan, and then sticking to that plan. And so I think.
And how many kids do you have?
5.
Yeah. And has lived a pretty elaborate life, right?
Yes.
Am I allowed to say it?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
so,
just
well, you could
past
say.
tense.
You could say it.
Say what part?
So she's lived an elaborate life, wife of a professional football player, all of that, and now she's where she's at now, and she's building. And so this is the ups and downs of what happens in life. And so now when you're looking at this, you actually live this. I mean, you have an incredible marriage, you're hot and sexy, you take date night all the time, and you got 5 kids. You know what I mean? Like, you do it, because I know you inspire the hell out of me all the time. So what are the things that your client actually needs more of?
Money.
Okay.
And I've got that from.
I don't think you should sell money.
No, so that's kind of why I'm on the mic, because I've been surveying.
Okay, do you not think that powerful women have issues with these conversations that don't have a money conversation?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so why are you focusing on the group that needs money? Because you don't teach money.
Yeah, I don't know.
Don't focus on the group that you don't teach. Focus on the group that already has money.
So do I need I know I need to list build again no matter what, but
Yeah.
I think that's why.
I think you should I think you should build a list of professional women. That is not professional.
Noted.
I'm getting good with this. Watch out. Okay, so I think you need to look at my professional women. Always find a way. Okay, so professional women, you should build an email list of professional women. You already know how to do it, and then from there, she's in the step of figuring out her offer. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So if she wouldn't have already started this process, she wouldn't even be here. She'd be sitting figuring out, you hear what I'm saying? So she's moving this process forward. So with professional women like Deidre, who is up on this stage. Deidre, do you have a problem with balance? Yes. It's one of the biggest reasons why she's moving into her own business. It's a major pain point. Highly driven, runs an entire division. She can work all day and all night and weekends. And sometimes I'll call her and she's working on weekends because she has got deadlines to hit. And then she's struggling with the fact that she's got a little boy and a little girl that she is highly committed to being a part of their life and connected. Mm-hmm. And you want to see a pain point, that's a pain point. So powerful women, powerful corporate women with kids. We go even more specific, right? Then she can do her group coaching program. But you could also add in, I'm just making this up, concierge date night planning. So this is how you package. You could do. I'm just gonna put. You could do like family 2-day. Fun retreats, so the whole family does it. So what you start doing, throw out some things. What else could she do?
Self-care, like
Throw some things out. Just yell it. What? Nutrition. Can you do? How to be married to a baller. I'm thinking about things she can add into the package that she could deliver. Meal plans. And she's good at intimacy and romance.
clearly.
I've seen her sexy time pictures. Okay, I put mean. That's supposed to be meal. Anything else? What? Meditation. How to pick a babysitter. Clothes shopping. Girlfriend days.
Oh, I'm loving it. Just follow me on Instagram. I already share all this.
Okay, so when you play with this type of stuff, first of all these could be put into some level of an info product, a concierge service. She could hire somebody, even from the Philippines on her team, to actually do scheduling and things like this for her clients. She could actually bulk this into a package that now when they're in the group program, they also get like this concierge where this is like your own personal assistant. And they're gonna book your date nights like once a month or once a week, depending on how progressive your plan is inside of the group to start moving this into your life, right?
Can we up that price now per month?
What?
Can we up the price per month? Because
Well,
now I see the value of what
yes,
they're
your
getting.
price starts to go up, right?
Yeah.
So now, I mean, even as we do this, this is probably starting to come more up here.
Yeah.
Do you guys
I
see
would pay that in a heartbeat.
So I just know that's a pain point. My executive assistant books friend dinners. And once a month, we have these friend dinners. And she sends the email out, she gets the RSVPs, we bring them in, she picks the restaurant, she gets it all set up, and then we show up. And it's a way, because it's a way that I can stay really connected with my friends based on what I'm up to in life. It's really easy to forget like the group of friends you like and just hang out with one friend. So, make sense?
Yeah.
So, yeah, but I have an executive assistant that has, like, that I pay she's an employee of the company. And so, like, when you start adding these things into the package, and now it becomes 4 30-minute coaching sessions with the group every month to teach you how to live this incredible life, and in addition, to make sure you do it, we're gonna book your fun days, we're gonna book your date days, we're gonna figure out your friend calendar. In fact, you could probably even take this even deeper. There's probably activities that you can teach in these 4 30-minute coaching sessions to help us figure out, I mean, how many people have forgotten how to have fun? Raise your hand. There's more of you. Really, let me ask that question again. How many of you don't use your off days to have the most amount of fun? Yeah, there's still more of you. Do you know what I mean? I know it, because if I watch you on your day off, you're running errands, or you're doing a duty of like visiting family, or there's stuff that fills up your off days that are not your choice. And so we don't even know how to have fun anymore, and we wonder why we're not jumping out of bed going, woohoo! By the way, that's great positioning for you.
Yeah.
That's great positioning for you.
Yeah.
So do you see how now, when we start playing with this, her price starts to go up? So now, if let's just say 10 people at $1,200, she's doing $12K a month. And I would put us in a year program, because somebody who only wants to do that for 6 months is not committed.
Yeah.
Why would you do that for 6 months in your life? You would just figure out your friend calendar and your fun calendar by the time the program was over.
Yeah.
That's the truth. We know that.
Yeah.
So that's a year. Now you're at least doing 140 4,000.
I have a question because one of my things that I've been thinking of creating was my own planner to do all of this stuff.
Great, that could be added into this.
So, okay.
That
you
could
don't
be,
think
by
that's
the way,
diverting?
after they sign up, that could actually be shipped to their house as
Yeah,
a
that's
welcome.
what I pictured. That's what I
Okay,
wanted to do
awesome.
with my program. Okay.
Thank you.
Can we get a picture? Thank you, Shanda.
You're welcome. Go ahead.
Hi, Shonda. My name is Trentimus Briggs. Pleasure to be here.
Say that again.
Trentimus Briggs.
I have a hard name. You guys have some really hard names. Can I abbreviate that? T-Man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That works.
Okay, so tell me your product.
So I help men's evolution. I help men, that's what I'm figuring out still.
Okay.
So what my intention is I was able to experience what it was like to be challenged within this world as a man. To never be taught what it's like to be an honorable man, to respect life, to respect the world, to respect women, to respect
Okay,
the
so if you did all of that, what type of man would you be?
An evolved man.
An evolved man?
Yeah.
Hot.
Yeah.
You'd be a hot man. Okay, that actually is great. Let me teach you how to be a hot man. I think it was Evan Pagan who taught, yeah, it was, who taught a bunch of, right? He taught a bunch of men how to date. Isn't that right? Yeah, so interesting. Okay.
That's why I'm wondering how to position it. Where when I do live videos and messaging that's mainly towards men.
It depends on the audience. So, you know, an evolved man is one thing, a hot man is another thing. It's attracting a different audience because a man who is attracted to the positioning of, you know, the fact that you're not hot and you want to figure out how to have charisma and be hot. And then you want to take that through to a benefit, right? And so that benefit is your target, like, that's your target, that's your big promise. I mean, like, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
So if you want to be a hot man, maybe that's to find your wife. If you want to be an evolved man, maybe that's to, you know, influence the world in some way or career. You get it?
Yes.
So we
it's
need
finding
to.
what they're willing to pay for because men don't engage a lot in.
No,
unless
that's your
there's-
story. I mean, not the good story.
Yeah.
That's the story that's preventing you from actually getting there. So you can't think like that. You're actually still caught up in a scarcity conversation versus a generosity conversation. So, I mean, who cares if you only have, you know, who cares if you only have 12 clients that pay you $20,000 a year? Right? Do you think there's 12 clients in this world?
Absolutely.
You guys got to get out of these conversations. Because money is everywhere. And it's connected with creating value for somebody else. That's it. It's really simple. But when we are stuck in a conversation of nobody will pay for our services, or men or women or kids or whatever can't pay, you are all, with love, all about you, anybody in that conversation. That is completely like on you. It's about you. You are still in a conversation that's here versus a generous conversation of what's there. If you could help 12 men become evolved, what type of benefits would they have in their life? Tell me that.
Everything.
Well, that's too general.
So better health, relationships, spirituality.
What's the one you're most connected to that you know no matter what you could help somebody grow as an evolved man? What area could you really have them grow in?
To pick one. I would say relationships are coming to mind.
Okay, but why? Do you have one?
It's starting.
Okay.
It's
So I'll leave that one alone. So our VP of sales always says authority is really important, and I agree with that. And, Dean said, when you're enthusiastic about something and you know it's amazing, you can sell it. So there is no mystery here. This stuff is actually easy. It's the mind that gets in the way. This stuff is actually easy. So when I say that to you, I think you should pick something that you are a superstar at to match the value. So what are you a superhero in when it comes to being an evolved man? What's it given you in your life?
Any ideas?
Yeah, no.
Which one?
Okay, then here's what I'm going to say to you.
Communication.
Here's what I'm going to say to you. No. Here's what I'm going to say to you. Not saying that isn't part of it, but the truth is you're actually not on your thing yet. Because we're working too hard to get there. I know that can be a bubble buster, but it's also a new start. So I'm not saying it's not connected to that. I have a client who literally, it took her 2.5 years. She made money in the process, but it took her 2.5 years to be able to really build a decent business. And originally, and I see this all the time, originally she said to me that she was a nutrition coach, and she got certified. And then she went from that to I'm an essence coach, evolved man, evolved woman, right? And the whole time I kept saying, since we were little girls, you could always walk into a room and every man goes, to her. She lead gens men. I swear to God, I said that to her for 2.5 years. I was like, you lead gen men. Yeah, but she didn't have a husband. And so I think part of her didn't feel like she was qualified because she didn't have a husband. And so she never really would step, the closest she got was feminine essence. And she made money. I mean, she made money. She didn't make ridiculous money, but she made money. I mean, she was happy. She just, that drive is like, I know there's more. Anybody feel that drive? I know there's more? Yes? Are you guys going to sleep on me? No. Okay, awesome. That's how I know that you're understanding what I'm saying, and I won't go off on tangents if you actually respond. Okay? So from there, when she did meet her husband, because she basically took her feminine essence and she started creating this, she got sick of the men that, were not good men for her and the flings and all of that. She got clear. Remember when I said when you have to make money is a good plan? So baby time was coming up. And so she's like, I have to find a husband. And so she got really clear about her value system and created a little structure. Well, not a little. She created a really great structure that she's now created a method around. And she is a high-quality man magnet chick. Like, she teaches women who do not want just an average man. They want a high-quality man. But she's always attracted very wealthy, powerful, type men. Those are the ones that she's always attracted. And so she's just reverse engineering what she's already great at. And it took her finding her husband before she was willing to give that to the world. I say, stay in the step you're in and take the piece you're already born with and actually sell that. Even if you're still seeking to get to that next level, don't sell the next level because you're not there yet. Sell the level that you're at, and you will have crazy conviction in it. Do you hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then sales become easy. You can put all of us salespeople out of business. Put us all out of business so we have to evolve to the next one. I love that. Put my whole sales division out. Don't make it not necessary to teach sales anymore. And the way you do that is to sell something that you already born with. And you've already created it. So what is that for you?
I would say peace.
Peace.
Spiritual connection.
I could feel that from you.
Because there was a time when it was the complete opposite.
Yeah. Yeah, and your eyes are tearing up. That's what you need to sell. That's what you need to sell. And you'll make tons of money. Okay? Awesome. Okay? You're welcome. So that's a different game, because if I told you that inner peace is not available, there's no way I could have inner peace, I bet you could argue me on that. And I bet no matter what I came up with, you could handle my objections, can't you? Now you don't need sales training. Woo! You don't need sales training anymore. Do you get it? Because you can already handle the objections. We spend so much time getting through your mind about objections because everybody is, and I mean this in a nice way, I just don't know any other way to say it. It's like we spend so much time teaching people business in the basics. And it's like, come on, let's get past the basics. Stop trying to sell something that you wish you had or that you think is going to make money. And let's sell something, trust me, 12 people for $20,000 is great. There's 12 people who want what you and are willing to pay good money for it. And if you want to do a membership site for no, like, little amounts of money, I'm not here to say you can't do that. I'm saying, you know, let's build a huge audience and move into that vision. But in the process, let's work with some people and give some private time. And then if you want to give up that, you want to give up the high-end price points, give them up. I'm not here to say that you should run like my plan. I'm saying, let me put some cash flow underneath you and show you how to sustain, so reoccurring income is easy, and then spend that money on the people who can continue to grow the audience or can continue to grow the funnels. Quit learning these things on your own. Get the baseline underneath you and make a damn good offer that you can stand behind. And stop asking me how to overcome objections, because you already know if you're selling something that you're already great at. You get that?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hi, thanks, Shanda. That's great. It's a 12-month program. Is that what you'd like?
Yeah,
the
whatever.
question? It's a 12-month program. You get every month 2 sessions with me, 60 minutes. I was also going to include unlimited email support. Is that a bad idea?
I don't know. What are you charging?
Yeah, but what are you charging for it, right? And then in that also they would get, I do holistic healing coaching. So in that they would get also a video course that I do called Healthy Recipes in 5, which is quick and easy raw food
Okay,
recipes.
so let me
in
teach
that.
you something about positioning. Whenever you're sharing anything about what you're doing, it's really good to put a benefit bullet on the back end. So, like, video courses don't sell anything.
Okay.
But what's the benefit of throwing that in?
Learning quick and easy 5-minute recipes that are living foods, nutrient dense. They taste great and they're easy.
Okay, great.
Thanks. But that's like that's kind of like a freebie, and with, you know, it's really about the time. That's just like an added bonus to fill it out. I was thinking $1,200 a month for a 12-month.
Okay, so how much are you going to charge?
$1,200 a month.
$1,200 a month. Great. So, as 12-month program?
Yeah, because I really want to take people to heal. I want to see people correct their imbalances.
Great.
And I know they can do that in 12 months.
Okay, so do you have any in-person stuff? My goal is to raise the price.
In person. Yeah, the 260-minute, oh, not in person, it's over the phone.
Okay,
But
so
that's one-to-one over the phone.
if you add some sort of a live concept to this, you increase the value right away.
Talk to me more.
Well, you do. Like, imagine if you could actually do some of this. Is it nutritional healing?
I teach the 5 protocols of healing, which are diet, lifestyle, but also consciousness. I work with the self-healing
Okay,
design.
so I
teach
did
people
something
how to
really
heal
cool
themselves.
in Toronto and in Orange County, actually, where I taught a workshop for 2 days, and I taught my List Power program for 2 days. And there's some
Awesome.
people here at that. Actually, I know there are, right? And so awesome. And so I totally totally 100% just gave the workshop. I mean, it was very, in Toronto, they paid a low amount for it. Orange County actually gave it away for free. But that was inspired by Toronto. Because Toronto, everybody in the room came up with their online show, created their headlines, taglines, this is in 2 days, contacted experts, They created something called a generator email, a generator email which is how you contact experts and inspire them to work with you. Somebody asked me what's in it for the experts, like what do you give them? You give them nothing, you give them exposure. You're not paying them to be on your online show. And they will mail, okay? So they did all of that and they cut their videos. Not like their finished videos, but at least they got through their videos. And they knew how to now find experts. That's crazy, what I was able to create in 2 days of like, okay, in the next 20 minutes, you're gonna go do this, okay? In the next 20 minutes, I just put them into action every time I taught something right away. It was incredible, like, momentum. So anything you can teach in a live event, you're going to quicken the pace of the results of your people. If you're doing therapy, healing, coaching, whatever. I like it for business. I'm not doing any healing, you know what I mean? I like it for business because we can plan, we can do a lot of different things, right? So add that, and you can increase. I mean, for us, this is a $5,000 value for 2 days. That's what I would charge you to actually come work with me to strategize your business. So when I actually gave it away for free, that was crazy. And 500 people registered, and only 87 in Orange County showed up. We keep seeing this, and out of that 500, 205 confirmed, and 87 showed up. This is the world we live in. This is the world we live in, you know, and we justify why we don't show up. Okay, so I would just add a live component to that. Now, saying that, if this is group, right?
No, it was 1-to-1. It was 1-to-1.
It's what I want. Oh, well then that alone. I mean, you could go anywhere between 3, 5. I mean, I've paid as much as $20K a month for coaching.
Same process. I'm a List Power client. Same process for finding the clients that will pay you $20,000.
It's exactly the same. It's just an avatar.
So it's just about messaging to get to them, or how
so
do I
when I was a $1,200 a month client. So my first coach was $1,500 a month, and I made $2,000 that year.
Wow.
I woke up in the middle of the night going, what did I just do? And then I literally thought immediately, I got that thought, which was, okay, if I don't do this now, where am I really going to be? Like, it's not working on my own. You know, I made $2,000, so I just kind of, I don't know, that just eased me down into I've got no other choice. And I made 140 that year, big jump. So, you know, that's a different pain point, right? So the 1,200 is a different pain point. So how you speak to this person is at the level that they want to go to. So it's the vision of the next jump. Can you guys hear that? So whatever, if you're a stylist, you're in IT, you're real estate, whatever, you want to speak to the place that they want to go to next.
Right, which is healing, right? Yeah.
Well,
so speak into that.
Speaking of healing, give it a specific, that's general.
But I mean, when I'm speaking to a client, when I'm doing a one-on-one sales call, it's about their issues, which I know.
Okay, but I'm just saying, so if I'm speaking to people like Deidre, I'm speaking to the fact that she is having a hard time with balance. She's a high-powered woman. She's got lots of people who answer to her. I'm speaking to her so she knows who I'm speaking to. I'm speaking to a lot of corporate people right now. I'm also playing the long-term game, right? So I'm speaking to them because I want to be in their inboxes as companies consolidate. So I can be there to help them. Make sense?
Yeah.
So, but how I speak to them and how I speak to an entrepreneur who has been an entrepreneur forever is totally different. Because what Deidre wants to hear is how and what do I sell? I'm speaking to her pain point. So for instance, I could sell, let's say, an ascension plan. Push button. I can sell an ascension plan where I've got the email list here. And let's say I've got, you know, I'm going to take this in consulting because every corporate person could move into consulting. Is that cool? without having somebody else's business that I'm asking you specific questions. I can build out all different types of business. I've been in real estate, I've been in the nightclub industry, I've, info products. We are gonna build out a huge swag line inside of Heartcore, so an e-commerce site. We're building out a big membership site next year. It's on our list, and it's going to be moving forward. We're also talking about doing an entrepreneurial, kind of the church model, but for entrepreneurs, where once a week on Fridays, I actually teach business for free, and we build it out in a building. So these are like real conversations on our books that we will make decisions on in November. Which one or two will we focus on for the next year? And then the other group will move up to the top for the following year. Make sense?
Yeah.
So with that being said, consulting is just an easy one without going, oh, okay, she's going to build out an entrepreneurial style church. Like that would be on here if I was consulting a model. Make sense? Yes?
Yes.
Okay, so if you're not a coach or consultant, just start plugging in ideas on this, is what I'm saying. So you've got your email list, and let's just say the goal is to get that to 7K, 7,000. And then let's just say private, because maybe it's someone like, maybe I'm just gonna do a cash flow one. Let's say private. I'm really not this bad at spelling. I'm bad, but not this bad. I say 990, say I do 1,500 a month times, let's just say, first 8 clients. So 1,500, 8 clients, you're looking at 12K. If I do that for a year, you're looking at 144. Then if I take it to a group format, that's just leverage. That's when I did real estate, I did bulk buys, right? Go to an investment group that will buy multiple, same as group. Like, I just want you to see the different concepts. So then when I did real estate, I focused on selling one house at a time. Then I moved to bulk buys, okay? So even when I went to the investment groups, if I can get a couple of these investors to buy a couple homes, and I figure this out, now I can take those deals and do bulk buys. Same concept. Business is business is business. It's always the same. It's very easy. So if you go now a group format, let's just say I want to put 20 people in a group format, and let's just say this would be a new person that was starting, because otherwise these prices would be much higher. You got 14,000 a month times 12 is 168,000 a year. Thank you. 108,000 a year. And then maybe just for a skill builder, I throw in like a VIP day. That's like a 1 day with you, private. For, let's say you've never done it before, let's just say, let's call this 5K for the day. Okay? Everybody following?
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
Yes.
Somebody's already added this up, I know. So now we're looking at, I'm going to show you some positioning of how to position this to a different market. So this is a $317,000 plan for the year. You're looking at 28 people do you think 28 people out of 7,000 person list would be interested? Yes, right? Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so if I was to look at this plan going to like a Deidre, if I was sending out an email, a video, or anything like that, I would actually talk into the pain points of what you focus on first is an online show, which then gives you a buyer's base to practice what you would offer. You see what I'm saying? And what I recommend you offer is just your advice right now. And if you offer your advice right now, we just have to focus on 8 people. And if we focus on 8 people, it'll yield you 144,000. Many corporate people they're capped out, many of them at that price point. So that's high. I know there's $500,000, there's, significantly higher. But I'm already saying, like, do you think that you could probably enroll 8 people around something that you could give advice? They're gonna say, yeah, there probably is. I don't know what it would be yet. Don't worry about that. Let's focus on doing an audience first, and then we'll survey them. They'll tell us what it is that they want advice on. and then either you could give it, or we can go find somebody else who can give it, and you could enroll that. But 8 people, 144,000. That's enough for them, a powerhouse, to grab onto and say, I can see it, I can feel it, I don't know all the details, but the numbers are working out. And they're not crazy numbers. Like, you have to build a membership site, and you have to add 500 people to the membership site before and then you're going to have attrition every 30 days to drop that down. I have a friend who spoke here a couple years ago, and she spends $1 million a month on Facebook ads, and her attrition is massive in her community, and every time she loses 15,000 in a month, she has to pick up that 15,000 and keep selling to be able to stay on point. It's not an easy model. It's her model, and it's what she knows, but everybody thinks it's an easy model. It's not an easy, nothing's like an easy model. It's about how do you plug in the numbers so that they just all work out, and you don't go broke, and you make some money and you change the world. Now, if I was positioning that to an entrepreneur, did you guys understand that?
Yeah.
I spoke to her pain point and where she's at. Now, I would add a benefit to that and say, the cool thing about this is, imagine only having 8 people that you had to deal with in your life. She's crazy busy. What would you do with Penelope and Dominic if you only had 8 people? Have more fun. Do you see what I'm saying? So that's all she needs, because the 8 people is not hard for her to grasp. Now, if it was to an entrepreneur who already is in business, they'd be like, oh, I can do more than 8 people. They're like, tell me more about, like, let's get into the details, like, what would I actually offer? But, like, here's what I offer, but how would I actually, like, get it out to more people? So that's really where the entrepreneur is. So when I'm going out to entrepreneurs, it's like your reach. Reach more people. Let me show you how to, like, increase your buyers list. She doesn't even know what the hell a buyers list is. I mean, she does now. But you get what I'm saying? She's caught up on what would I offer and how would I offer it to be able to leave my job. The entrepreneur is saying, like, how do I reach more people? How do I, like, make more offers? How do I position my offer? They're already in the game. But it could be the same plan for either person, but how I position is very different. Does that make sense?
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome.
Thanks a lot.
You're welcome. Real quick.
Hi, my name is Luz, and I offer a business called Clarity with Luz. One of the things that I provide is helping people get unstuck. They're usually on a hamster wheel doing the same thing over and over again, and they're not really sure why they're not getting the results they want. So through intuition, through courses that I've taken, education, and other methods, I'm able to see things that they can't to help them shift.
So you're taking entirely too long to get to, like,
Okay.
is it okay that I talk to you like
Yeah,
this?
of course.
Okay. So it's taking entirely too long. If you're a client of mine, I'm going there all the time because I want to move you quicker. Okay? So like, what's the hook of what you're offering?
I provide clarity in your life.
Okay. So, but to who?
To who? It's usually based off women, ages 30.
Usually? How authoritative is usually?
Okay. Women within the ages of 38 and 60.
Okay, great. That's a lot. That's still generous. Not generous, general.
Okay. People who've hit their heads over and over in life, and they're like, I'm tired of this. What's happening?
Still too general.
Okay.
Nobody can, I mean, people can relate to the issue, but they don't know they're your client. Do you hear that, you guys?
Right.
So-
That's
so-
one of my problems.
If this is a wake-up call for you, write that down so you can start doing something with the coaching that I'm giving her versus just listening. Do something with the coaching. So, like, ask yourself the same questions, write them down so that you can stay engaged and you can move it forward. So, like, who can you be the most valuable to? You have this beautiful life. Who relates the most to you?
I don't understand the question.
Okay, so the person who relates the most to me is a man or a woman that is highly driven and ambitious. And they definitely know that they want financial freedom in their life. Like, it's a high priority. It's not a 2. You know, it's a 10. It's a 9, 10. And so, and I chose entrepreneurship. Now, I really could have chose corporate America too, because I did it in corporate America. And so I could have went either way, but she is a client of mine. I thought she made $5,000 a day. She made $20,000 a day. And she's literally just finishing Pace Club right now. You know, so, and your ideal client is? People with chronic inflammation. People with chronic inflammation. See how specific it is? I'm sure her knowledge could help a lot of other people in lots of different areas. And I'm sure she has people that she works with that want to have babies and all these different things. You know, I know that can work with more people, but if she generally talks like that on a regular basis, what happens is she, like, flatlines. Because now she becomes like every other health and nutrition person out there versus specialized in her place. Does that make sense? Yeah. Yes? So you have to be that specialized.
So people who choose to come to me was the question? What was the question?
Who do you relate with most?
I relate with most people who are ready to open up and they just want something different.
Still, nobody knows if they're... Yeah, but you might relate to that. Oh, you have really specific. Okay, so I like your drive. But it's still too general.
Okay.
So it's like, go into your story.
The 30
I'm not going to have
story?
you go through it right now, but go into your
in my head.
story
Yeah.
and get the moment right before everything changed. So everybody who needs that, write that down. The moment before everything changed for you. That's the place that you need to go. That's who you relate with the most because it's got the most charge in your life. It's got the most charge. And that charge has power. And that you need that power to get through all the bullshit that you have to get through to grow. Cool? Awesome. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
I'm going to answer you, and then we're going to go into an exercise, okay? Go for it.
Hi, Xavier. Shana, may I start with a confession?
Oh, I like confessions.
After hearing what I've heard so far, I have to admit that I'm too big to be thinking so small.
I like that. I like that.
So right now, what we have is, I call my company Excellent Solutions
Yeah.
because I want to see people right where they are. And right now, I happen to do that through movement. I'm a personal trainer.
Okay.
I believe I'm the best in the business.
Great.
And I want to start there and then transition them. Dean said, sell them what they want.
Give them what they
And
need.
give them what they need.
Yep.
And I'm here to take that into the next level.
Great.
Learning what I learned from you, my numbers are not even close to where they
Great.
should be.
Do you know Todd Durkin? No. Okay, so Todd Durkin is training, I think it's the top 30 athletes in the world right now. I'm pretty sure. Like between snowboarding, football players, baseball players, Drew Brees, like all these guys, right? So I didn't even know who he was when I got introduced to him. It's like, he's too little to be a major football player. But my point in sharing that with you is his gym is filled with athletes. And every day, like you'll have like a 70-year-old lady working out next to Drew. It's crazy, right? And he trains us all from the standpoint of we're all athletes. So it's for people, whatever age, that want that edge. Like, we don't want to go to the gym and work out. We want to be treated like an athlete. We want to be taken to our edge. And so he's created a whole market around that, and now he's speaking a ton. And I mean, look at Jesse Itzler. I mean, he's crushing it. You know, he's crushing it. And Dean just read his book too. He's crushing it. And so, you know, we did a deal with them, and we charged $5,000 for 90 days with Jesse. And it was a group program. And honestly, people, like, we had a great group that did it, but like, people are crazy because I can't offer that deal anymore. It's done. He's got, I mean, you could go train with him, but you can't go stay at his house like we did. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's the movement has taken storm and he's off. And I tend to be really great at cherry picking those opportunities for our clients and bringing them in. And some see it and run for it, and others make up some story and hold themselves back as like it's going to be there forever.
I call everybody that I train athletes or champions.
Athletes or champions. Yeah. So I kind of get you, and I'm saying, so price point wise, obviously you can
Do better.
yeah, we did 80 people at $5,000. You know, so that was a great hour.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Right.
And so that's the power of influence. And the power of influence, the nucleus of where that comes from in my life is where? Online shows. You guys are looking at me like you're comatose. Yes? Online shows? Yes? Okay, good. My email list, yes. So the nucleus of everything I build out has started from the online shows. And it started from my first group of like 8 private clients, and then my group, and then I showed you at the very beginning that I doubled my numbers. And then I've done a really good job with our community, and our community now gets they're a part of a movement. And now our community even hires each other, and I encourage that. So we are a village, we are a floating village in multiple different countries, right? We are. And so, and everybody's at different levels figuring it out. And so my point is that, yes, obviously raise your prices, but get really loud about your movement. Get really loud about your movement. Okay? So I'd love to hear what you're going to charge now.
Well, let's see. I'd start right now at 12 sessions, $350 a month.
Get out of that thought process. What if you
So-
did a virtual retreat like I did with Jesse?
Yeah, that's right. I don't even
Why
know what
can't
that
you
looks like.
charge $5,000 or $7,000? That was a steal, by the way. It was a steal. I am notorious for creating those opportunities. It was a steal. I mean, with my clients, I was literally like, guys, like, I'm not going to be able to do this. Like, I might be able to do it a second time, and then it was done. And so it's like, I could have charged, I mean, the person who said, like, about the high-priced programs and stuff, like, I really could have charged $15 or $25, $30, even $50,000 and packaged that up really sweetly to have access to Jesse like that. I could have added some other stuff into that, and I could have split that package with him, and both of us would have been happy. For him, it's not about the money. It's about making a difference, and it was about finding his movement of what he wanted to do that fired him up. For me, it's people before profits. It's about creating really cool opportunities for my clients, like even Dean coming here and doing the event in Arizona. There was no, I mean, that might not have happened, but I was holding the vision that it would so you'd have access to them, because not a lot of people are going to write him that check, and even if you could, you might not be able to get into it. And so that's why I brought him in. You get what I'm saying? So create the package. You can create the package, and you can add people to the package. You can add people to the package. You can add benefits to the package. And so now if you focused on 40 people at $5,000 instead of selling packages of workout packages, you got a whole different animal.
Okay,
You got
I
it?
can see that.
You can see that? You can sell that to your email list. You can also sell that from stages.
Would you advise, how would you advise on leveraging what's already been built? Like,
Do you have a gym?
it's a private boutique studio.
Yeah. So, I mean, it depends on where you want to go. If you want to build the membership to the studio, I mean, the membership to the studio, I mean, you could, I don't want to say Facebook ads, but you can. He could build Facebook ads locally. I don't know where your cash flow's at. That would be a strategy at some point that I would do. But, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I would love to migrate to 100% virtual and just
I
dominate.
think that's the smartest way to go. Because honestly, like, I almost brought Todd here. I almost brought Todd here, but it just didn't fit into the programming. And here's the truth. I could have done a 4th day, and I could have made an offer to work with Todd on the 4th day. I could have done a 2-hour, and why I chose not to do that is because I want to make sure that Amy's event is amazing. And I don't want you, if somebody needs her, I don't want you to feel discouraged because I know that I can position Todd because I fucking believe in him. Do you know what I mean? So it's like the Spanx. You know, it's like if I believe in something, I can position it and sell it because I believe you should have it. You know? And so, but I didn't compete against her, even though I could have made a lot of money.
Got you.
Do you get it? Virtual is easy with a personal trainer. All we did with Jesse is we literally had him create the workout plan, and we used a simple Facebook group.
I can tell you. No.
No,
I got
it's all good.
something for you. I got you.
Okay.
I just launched and was successful at launching my first online
You
fitness
guys can chat about that. You can chat about that piece. Fitness challenges are great. 5-day challenges are great. They're all tactics. And tactics are great, but they're only as good as your guys' leadership. You launched it and you were successful because your leadership rocked, but it's still a tactic. It's tactic. We don't want to build our business off tactics.
Right.
You hear what I'm saying?
Right.
So all we did was Jesse created the workout plan. He is not a personal trainer. We never claimed he was a personal trainer. It's just what Jesse does. Okay? And so he created the plan every week, and we posted every week. And my God, if he posted it late, we heard about it. You know what I mean? Because people were like really on it. And so, you know, we literally just put it up in the Facebook group. I mean, Facebook group cost nothing. It was a private Facebook group that the members were in. And we used instant teleseminar for the weekly 30-minute calls. And it was awesome. I have more peace in my life, and I have more fun in my life. I should use the word fun. And so does Gene, who's in our coaching zone, because of that interaction with Jesse. He amped up the fun inside of our company that we've never let go of. You know, so like these things are super valuable.
Right.
Yeah, I love virtual. Go virtual all day long. I'd rather work out with my trainer virtual. I really would. Okay? Especially when I'm traveling.
I'm just working in the wrong
Or
market.
Orange Theory. Orange Theory is good too. Okay,
Thank you.
cool. Okay, so grab your paper. Grab your notebook. And now, I want you to work with partner A and partner B. I just saw people go, I gotta work. Okay, so partner A and partner B. And what I want you to do is I actually want you to first of all, take a moment and just write down what was a takeaway that you just had that was applicable to you. Let's start there. What was a takeaway you just had that was applicable to you? And then what I want you to do is I want you to make a commitment to yourself that you're going to, if you don't have a product or service, that you're going to just make one up. Because that's what entrepreneurs do all the time. They just make things up. They come up with crazy ideas, they make things up. The ones that actually sell something, they package it in a way that they can get behind it. They just really believe this is killer. The only way you can do that is to step into a mindset of generosity. That's the only way you can do it. Because if you think about you, and if you could sell it, if you get all caught up in that, you're screwed. Do you see how that will stop it? So let's play. Can I get a commitment to play? If you're willing to play, say play. Okay, so what I want you to do is, I want you to now commit to, if you have a product or service, that you're gonna make an offer and let's raise your price. So if you already have a business, let's raise your price. If it is not a coaching and consulting business, I know that a lot of people have asked me about those things, still just make the effort and go in there and play with packaging. So what you're gonna do with the partners is you're going to take turns and you're going to move pretty quickly because we're only going to give you literally about 7 minutes to do this, both of you. I'm just going to put 7 minutes on the clock, so you're going to move. And all you're going to do is you're going to do brainstorm partnering, which is tell each other what it is that you're going to make an offer for, and if you're going to make one up, make one up. I can make one up on the spot. I could do, let me see. I mean, I could do mini VIP days with like 10 or 11 people and drop my price. I'm just coming up with things. I could do a thing with Todd Durkin, maybe even Jesse Itzler together, and have both of them use their celebrity status to grow like a really cool intimate retreat. And then I could MC their business sense behind it. I'm just playing. I don't know if it's possible. I'm just playing. I know it's possible though, because I would package it in a way that I could sell it to them. And it wouldn't be about money for either of them because it's not about that for either of them. Okay? So I want you to play. So I want you to do a brainstorm practice, and I want you to play. And I want you to just, so if you already have a business, you're going to play with packaging. Well, what if I threw this in? What if I threw that in? What if I just did this? What if I gave them email access? Or what if I gave them my phone number? What if I let them hang out with my kid? Not going to happen. But you want to stop that it's not going to happen. Like, just put it down. Just put it all down. Because your partner might see that thing you threw down that's not going to happen and say, oh, but that's a great idea. You could do this. And now an idea just got birthed. So let's intend to birth an idea right now and raise our prices. If you're just getting started, you're going to create an offer. Any offer. Somebody's got an email list in here that could sell that offer. Any offer. Okay, so let's put 7 minutes on the camera, put 7 minutes up here. Put 7 minutes on the boards. And go. What's your offer? Okay, don't get into all of that. Just literally say I've got a 4-week course. And is the 4-week course already sold?
Some of it is sold. I'm going to
Okay.
work on that.
So package some other things to make it more valuable. Play with that brainstorm. Okay? Get up. Oh, jump in with one of them. Are you doing it on the phone with someone? Are you doing it on the phone with someone?
I was just ordering a to-go lunch from Frank and Albert so that I could go. I'm meeting someone after.
Okay, so what's your offer?
I currently have, I would like to move into group coaching because right now
Okay.
it's just one-on-one.
Okay. Don't worry about how many people. Just say group program, what's the product? 3 months group program.
Just a 3-month version. It's
So
what I
now
currently
just
do now,
build,
but group instead of individual.
great, build in some bonuses So make sure you leave time for your other partner because there's 3 minutes left. Example. Okay. Okay, look up here, look up here, look up here. These are like my little notes. These are the people I'm still going to work through. Okay, so, okay, look up here, guys. Okay, so Pamela came to me and said, I'm a really smart woman and I'm struggling to put this, you know, what you're teaching to my business. And so I love people who are driven like this because I can tell that you're really clear that you want to make this work. And so tell everybody what it is that you do.
We are a domestic manufacturer of women's patient apparel, and our first line is for pregnant women.
Okay, so cool, right? So first of all, she can sell direct to consumer. She doesn't just have to sell to the hospital. She can sell direct to consumer, which is going to change your profit margins first and foremost. So you can do both, right? You can still do both. In fact, you could have somebody on your team just focus on one and somebody on your team just focus on the other.
Okay.
Or you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So again, online show. If she did an online show for, first of all, it doesn't have to be for holistic, like pregnancy or anything like that, but I'm just playing with that, right?
Okay.
So I was the girl who took hypnobirthing and then realized that I wanted to give birth naturally. When I went into hypnobirthing, I had no intention on giving birth in any sort of water, and I really felt like drugs were made for having birth. I was like, they made the drugs, I should have them. And so I actually remember telling my friend that I'm not a cave woman. And then my whole perception got changed in hypnobirthing. It was amazing. So with that being said, you know, she could do a whole online show around birthing naturally, or she could do an online show around, you know, around holistic birthing, or you could do an online show literally. First of all, I just think that audience would be more interested in this.
Okay.
Because I think the other audience is just fine with putting on the smock at the hotel. It is a hotel for a few days.
The rear-facing gown for sick people.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. So-
Pregnant women are not sick people.
Yeah. Well, and not only that, that's true. That is true. That's a good line. But when I went to the hospital, I wore a dress
Okay.
that got thrown away.
Yes.
You know, so, and it wasn't a cute dress. I wanted to look cuter. So first question I asked her is, are they cute?
They're really cute.
Right? So if you do an online show
Yes.
that is specifically around birthing, and the
Okay.
more specific you get around that, the better.
Okay.
It could even be home birthing, natural birthing, and everything detox.
Great. Okay.
Okay?
I'm with you. Yes.
And so that would now attract a certain specific mother-to-be that would be interested in that and would probably purchase it. Now, I will also tell you, you could literally do, you could also do, like, Christine, I tried to get her to hypnobirthing, and she's started contractions yesterday. And so I tried to get her hypnobirthing, that didn't happen. But with that being said, she definitely looks freaking gorgeous going into labor. And so I don't know what the hook would be for that, but I could always ask her.
Okay.
And like what's important, like all of her pregnancy shots like look like she's on the cover of Vogue. You know what I mean? I was like, holy shit, like she looks like glamorous birthing, you know, something like that. But my
Okay.
point is she can do multiple styles of online shows to attract some different audiences, and she would just position the offer a little bit different depending on the vertical inside the list, meaning that that show created this list. You don't have to merge the lists. They
Okay.
can be,
So really segmented.
yeah, segment them.
Yeah.
And then at that point, you know, packaging and pricing. So it'd be like, it would be very cool to find like a hypnobirther or a midwife or a doula.
Yes.
You know, and I'm sure there's, you know, doula schools that she could partner with, and she could literally, if she has the list, she has the power. You see what I'm saying? So she has a list. It's very easy to go to them and say, I have 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, 100,000, you know, followers in my list, even better, in my email list that we market to. And what you want to do is every week you want to give to them. You want to give them, you could get a couple different writers to even write generous things to this list as they're getting prepared to birth. So she doesn't even have to do the writing. And as long as she's giving to this email list and generously giving, she can make offers to this list at the same time. In fact, you can just do a PS on every email
Okay.
of the new package or the new look. I love Honest Diapers. Anybody else love Honest Diapers? Yeah, so I like Honest Diapers because they changed the packaging of it.
Okay.
So like at Christmas, there's Christmas trees. At Valentine's Day, there's Cupids. And so I remember always thinking Zach looked really cute in his little Honest Diapers all the time. I was never bored of the white, ugly diapers. So you can take that approach.
Right.
You get what
Okay.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you could package it with a doula consultation.
Okay. There's another piece. My business partner, she's mindfulness practitioner, so she's created a mindfulness for pregnant women. And so we've been trying to create the packaging together, and I had an aha.
I don't love mindfulness.
Okay.
Just because it's what every conscious person in that field is saying.
Okay.
And so I think you need to get a little bit more edgy with that
Okay.
and bring it forward. Your online show starts that. You guys could do it together.
Okay.
You know, you really could do it together and interview together and, you know, blow this up.
Perfect.
And she could even be part of the package of the consultation. And then they can give in the consultation and really deliver, like when you buy this product, you get this too, which then increases your price. So now your cost of goods go up,
Right.
your profit margins go up, and then eventually, you know, you can scale that. Doesn't have to be her partner, and then her partner can give the consultation, and then if it's a good fit, it's a blessing to make an offer if it's a good fit. Does that make sense?
Thank you.
Does that help?
Yeah, so much. Thank
Okay.
you very, very
You're
much.
welcome. You're welcome.
I told Shanda real quick.
Oh.
I told Ash I have been a Hyber subscriber for almost a year now. My father, who's in assisted living, I put him on it. It has changed the quality of his life. So this is an unpaid testimonial. I just
Yeah.
wanted to share.
Yeah.
So if you do have an elderly patient, go sign up and get your subscription, and then you get
Yeah,
that
you get
stuff,
the mugs.
right?
Or not the mugs, the water bottles. I don't know why I keep saying that. The water bottles. And in fact, on this break, and I'll honor everybody before this break, I will throw in a generosity t-shirt. Okay? But after this break, that's over. Cool?
Thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so we are, I was going to say a 30-minute break, but we're actually on lunch, aren't we? How did that happen? Okay, so we're on lunch. So it's 12:37 now. We're going to go for 90 minutes on lunch, and I'll see you back here. All right? Have a great lunch. Everybody, if you can leave the room and go for lunch, that'd be awesome.